Hey grade 10s, today we're going to be doing a freehand drawing. This is just extra practice. Like I said, we're busy working on getting the sample pack out. It's going to take a while still, but the advice that I'm going to give you in the video will be helpful for you just in general. And the reason why we practice freehand drawings is because you'll notice you'll use it in your pat, and you will use it when it comes to drawing your low-key cams, your low-key helixes, and your low-key mechanisms. And there are other parts of EGD where you will be using it as well. So it's important that you get used to it. Like for instance, when you draw circles in perspective, once you get to metric, you're going to need a neat freehand in order to do it nicely. Okay, so you can see we've given you a grid block with an incomplete freehand drawing, as you can see here, and it says neat freehand, complete the given drawing below. Okay, basically what you have to do is you have to repeat what's on one side to the other side. So we're going to start off by using our grid blocks as a guideline. You're going to draw as straight as possible, as neatly as possible as well, until you get your lines accurate. You can see mine is not quite lining up over here, so I'm going to quickly erase it and we're going to sort that out. Okay, so we're going to sort that out. So you can see this needs to connect here rather. Okay, and we are going to draw this line here across. Okay, the grid lines are meant to make it easier for you to draw. Keep a steady hand. Keeping a steady hand helps drawing look neater. You can see mine's a bit skew, but it's better than obviously being shaky. Rather keep a steady hand than a not so steady hand. You can see it's still very neat compared to the original. And another thing I need to mention is that you may not sketch. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a sketch here just so you can see how neat it is. So let's finish up this one here, and then I'm going to show you why sketching is not a good idea. So we're going to start off by getting this line here. Okay, and then we have got the rest of our drawing of the pin over here. Okay, you can see it's very neat and tidy. There's no sketches, there's no super squiggly lines. It's not completely straight, but it's neat. Whereas if you had to sketch, you can see it will make it incredibly unneat. So if I had to use this one as an example and I had to sketch like that, you can see it's a lot unneat, a lot more unneat than if you had to use any of the others. So let's just sketch that out a bit more. This is an example of what not to do. You can see it makes your whole drawing so much more untidy in comparison to this here. So this is an example of why we don't sketch and why it's better to rather just keep a steady hand all the way while drawing. Okay, it keeps your drawing neat, tidy, as you can see over here. It looks so much neater than if you had to sketch. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there because obviously you are just going to use your workbook questions for the meantime. This will be available once we get the sample pack out. I just can't give a date yet. But my advice would be do not sketch, keep a steady hand. So instead of like drawing over here and then letting go and then drawing again, you can see it makes ugly joins. Rather just keep one steady hand the whole time. It keeps things looking a lot neater. Okay, do not sketch. We've already established it looks really ugly. It doesn't have to be perfect, but because we obviously know that you're doing a freehand, but it must not be messy. You need to keep lines as properly and neatly done as possible. Okay, so I hope this helped you get a little bit of advice or a little bit of tips that you can use for when you're doing your freehand drawing. This is also so that you know why we do it. It's a short, simple chapter obviously for you guys, but it's important to keep a steady hand. Like I say, do not sketch, and just make sure your grids, when you have a grid available, because you're not always going to have a grid available, use your grids. It's a really great helping guideline for your drawings. Okay, and sometimes you will be given points that will help you draw. in the future, and then you just need to connect the dots with a hand that's steady. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. It's a very short video, but hopefully it gives you guys a bit of confidence for your next freehand drawings.